What in the devil?
So, let's begin.
We are taught to fear the dark, to stay away from the shadows, and to lock our doors when the sun goes down. But in Ukrainian mythology, safety is an illusion. Here, the monsters don't just hide in the dark. They wait for you in the shimmering heat of the noon sun. They lure you with breathtaking beauty in the forest. They even watch over your cradle when you are born. Welcome to the old world. Today, we are leaving the fairy tales behind and uncovering the true, dark folklore of Ukraine. We will look into the dead eyes of the Mavka, the siren of the woods. We will face Poludnytsia, the demon who strikes when the sun is highest. We'll wade into the swamps to find the tragic Poterchata, and we'll turn off the lights to confront the Nichnytsia. I'm Mr. M, the host of Ukrainian Myth and Legends channel, and these are the ancient spirits that terrified our ancestors and might just keep you up tonight. Let's dive in. You know that feeling when you're driving through the Midwest, miles from the nearest town, and the cornfields seem to stretch on forever? You think the silence is peaceful. You are wrong. In the old country, in Ukraine, we know that the land doesn't just grow crops. It grows hunger. It remembers every drop of blood ever spilled on it. And sometimes, it wakes up. When you think of a ghost story, you think of midnight, the graveyard, a stormy night. But in Ukraine, the deadliest time isn't the witching hour, it's high noon.
Imagine a heat wave in July. It's 100 degrees in the shade. The air shimmers like a mirage. You are walking through the tall rye, and the only sound is the dry shh, shh, shh of the stalks against your jeans. Suddenly, the cicadas stop screaming. The wind dies. You feel eyes on you. You turn, and there she is. She isn't a ghost in the shadows. She is a horror in the daylight. She is the Poludnytsia, Lady Midday. She stands tall, unnaturally tall, dressed in linen so white it burns your retinas. She doesn't run. She drifts. She brings the heat stroke that boils your brain. She will ask you a riddle with a voice like cracking dry bones. Answer wrong, and she won't just kill you. She will snap your mind, leaving you to wander the fields forever, laughing hysterically at the sun until your skin blisters and peels away.
You run from the heat into the deep woods. Think of the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. It's cool here. You hear laughter, light and musical. A girl steps out from behind a birch tree. She is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Long green hair, skin like moonlight. She smiles, and you feel a narcotic pull. You want to go to her. You want to love her. She turns to lead you deeper into the woods, and the illusion shatters. The Mavka has no back. From behind, she is an open wound. You see no spine, no skin, just the raw, wet cavity of her insides. You watch her gray lungs inflating, her dark heart beating against her ribs, her organs glistening with slime. She is a beautiful mask over a rotting truth. She will embrace you and tickle you. It sounds innocent, but she won't stop. She will force the laughter out of you until you are screaming for air, draining your life force while staring into your eyes with a vacant, loving smile. It sounds silly to modern ears, but in the folklore, it is a gruesome way to die. She tickles her victims into a state of hysterical paralysis until they can no longer breathe, laughing themselves to death in the mud. So if you hear beautiful singing in the Ukrainian Carpathians, do not follow it. The Mavka is waiting, and she is empty inside. Night falls. You are lost in the marshlands now. The path is gone. To your left, over the black water, you see lights. Tiny, flickering flames, like will-o'-the-wisps. Then you hear them.
Mama? Mama?
They sound like toddlers. These are the Poterchata, the souls of unbaptized children drowned in the dark waters, unwanted and unnamed. They aren't just sad, they are envious of your life. They will dance their lights further into the mud.
It's cold.
They whisper. If you take one step to help them, the mud will grab your ankles. Dozens of tiny, freezing hands will pull you down into the silt. The last thing you hear won't be their crying, but their giggling as the swamp water fills your lungs.
You stayed out of the fields at noon. You avoided the forest. You ignored the cries in the swamp. You made it home, locked the door, and got into bed. You think you're safe. The alarm is set. You drift off to sleep, but then you wake up. Or you think you do. You cannot move. Your arms are pinned to your sides, heavy as lead. You try to shout, but your throat is filled with sand. In the corner of your room, a shadow detaches itself from the wall. It is small, shaped like a woman, but wrong, crooked. She is the Nichnytsia, the night hag. She does not attack violently. She crawls up the bed sheets. She sits on your chest. She smells of old dust and sour milk. In ancient times, she tormented infants, pinching them so they would cry until they died of exhaustion. But tonight, she is here for you. She leans down, her face a blur of static, and whispers your deepest insecurities into your ear. She feeds on your panic. The more you struggle, the heavier she gets, crushing the air from your lungs until you are begging for the morning that never seems to come. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, feeling a heavy weight on your chest? Unable to move? Unable to scream? In modern science, we call it sleep paralysis. In Ukrainian folklore, we call it her. She creeps into homes through the smallest cracks. She stands over cradles, pinching babies to make them cry all night, feeding on the parents' exhaustion. She sits on the chests of adults, stealing their breath and filling their dreams with nightmares. She is the reason you toss and turn. She is the shadow in the corner of your eye that vanishes when you turn on the light. She doesn't want your life. She wants your sanity.
From the scorching sun to the deepest swamps, and into the dark of your own bedroom, Ukrainian mythology teaches us one thing. The world is full of eyes watching you. Which of these spirits terrifies you the most? Would you rather face the heat of Lady Midday or the tickling claws of the Mavka? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to survive the night, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Ukrainian Myths and Legends. We have many more monsters to uncover. Sleep